don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
나만 믿어. 나만 믿어. 내가 다 해줄게. 스토리를 찾는 건 에헤이 또 아무것도 할 수 없게 만들어 놓고 말이야. 그래서 여기 가면 뭐가 있습니까?
This is exciting. Just
빠빠빠빠빠빠빠빠.
well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
뭔데? 왜 삥삥 돌려 왜?
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
아, 내가 할게.
No, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
아니, 내가 볼 때는 네가 내 저기에 껴들고 있어.
Just don't acknowledge it. You should be fine.
그래요. 일단 네가 안 껴드는 게 좋을 것 같기는 해. 입구 컷. 또 여기 벽 타고 다니고. 우리 그럼 이거 그냥 라인 나온 김에 노래나 틀어주지? 빠빠빠빠빠빠빠빠빠 빠빠빠빠빠빠빠.
Ah, a choice.
choice.
Get to make a decision.
좋아요.
From here, the story is in our
좋습니다.
control. How important we mustn't squander this opportunity.
하, 오랜만에 선택이군요.
Need a minute to
흥분됩니다.
think here.
1분?
Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay. So I know
1분 동안 걸으라 그러면 내가 걸을 거라 생각하는 거야?
which means that somewhere
절대로 걷지 않겠어.
trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
그래요.
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for
논리가
logic.
승리하는 순간
Come, Stanley.
좋아요.
Our destiny awaits.
일단 이거 반대로 한번 걷고 싶었어요. 뭐야, 어차피 여기 문도 안 열리면서 선택하게 하는 척 하려고 그래. 에? 혼돈 엔딩? 뭔데? 긴 시간 후 스탠리 사망, 나레이터가 사라짐. 뭔데 이거? 다른 건물에 도달도 있고. 에, 뭐야? 둘 다 같은 문이잖아. 에헤이. 뭔데 이거?
Hold up, what's this?
뭡니까 이게?
The confusion ending.
혼돈 엔딩. 또 하나 엔딩 하나 봤다는 건가요? 하나의 거대한 엔딩이라고 이게?
Ending? And we're supposed to restart the game from
개똥 철학가 음악. 이거 한 건데요, 저? 개똥 철학가 음악? 빠빠빠빠빠 이거 했는데?
determined. So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what?
아유, 우리
Am I
잊지 말자고요.
supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget?
우리 잊지 맙시다.
My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this
에?
thing wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide?
나한테 왜 그러세요?
I get a say in all of this. Is it really?
아니, 너도 내 의사를 무시하고 있잖아.
I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like
잊지
this.
마세요.
I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer
어?
stopped?
응?
Does that mean did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
우리가 뭔가를 했어요?
Whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So,
오케이.
okay.
나는 뭐가
I guess
되나?
now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story.
전 또 아무것도 상호작용이 안 되는데
Destination or the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll
왜요?
find out, won't we? Eventually.
네.
Well, in the meantime, if you
또 이렇게 이상한 엔딩이 하나 된 것 같고요. 이제 시작에 말도 안 거네요.
all of his co-workers
말 건다.
what could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
야, 아직도 아무것도 안 열리나? 오호. 문 생겼다.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
어떻게 생각하세요? 제가 왼쪽으로 갈 것 같으세요? 오른쪽으로 갈 것 같으세요? 지금까지 이렇게 실컷 왼쪽, 오른쪽, 왼쪽으로 가달라고 그렇게 얘기를 했는데 나는 지금까지 계속 오른쪽만 갔는데 헤헷.
This was not the correct way to the meeting.
오, 아예 세팅을 처음으로 돌렸다?
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
아예 처음으로 돌리겠다. 없던 일을 하겠다 지금까지 한 거를.
This incredible room,
오호.
Stanley for the first time understood true, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
이건 없던 일로 만들려고 하신다.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite
직진했고.
door, and got back on track.
네? 일로 오면 이제 올바른 경로다. 여기 불 켜졌는데 방금? 방금 불 켜진 거 아니었어요? 뭐야, 또 문 닫아다 놓고. 뭐야, 회의실이잖아 이거.
There was not a single person
여기
here.
아까 와봤잖아요.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
이거
Stanley decided to
재미없어요,
go up
여기는.
to his boss's
그래서
office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
보스가 위층에 있다 그랬죠? 보스 있는 곳에 원래 가는 거 아닙니다.
Just couldn't do it. Impossible facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy,
그럼요.
why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
뭔가 새로운 곳이 나온 느낌이죠?
Crazy. And then something occurred.
그냥 주차장인데?
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
에?
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a
뭐지?
single moment for no reason at all.
여기도 뺑뺑이네요. 길 없이 그냥 뺑뺑 돌게 만들어져 있어요.
He began to make other strange
그
observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet?
어?
Look down. Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally
아몰라 꿈 결론을 내버린다고? 아몰라 꿈 결말을 내버린다고 여기서?
He wasn't crazy after all.
뭡니까 이게?
Thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began
땅
to
위로
gently
떠오른다.
fly the ground.
진짜 떠올라요. 진짜 떠오르고 있어.
He imagined himself soaring
내려간다.
magical star field, and it too appeared. It was
오.
so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
뭐야?
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
완결이 아니었네요 이것도?
Is there a voice in my head
맞아,
dictating
너 누구야?
everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly
그래, 당신 누구야?
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
예?
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
또 뭔 소리입니까?
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
뭔 소리 하시는 거예요? 다음 콘텐츠를 내놔. 1, 2, B4?
Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he
그렇다면
could just...
그럼
He
과연
would prove it. He would prove that he was in
예?
control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin.
매트리스가 등을 왜 눌러요? 등이 매트리스를 눌러야지.
The fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up.
이제 일어나자.
Himself. I'm
가자,
through
출근
with this
시간이다.
life. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons.
근데 그 버튼 누르는 건 좀
It's all
부럽긴
I
해요.
want. I want my apartment and my wife and
저건
my
안
job.
돌려줘도 되긴 해요.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I am okay. 뭡니까? 뭔데?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a
날
boss. I have an
깨워줘.
office. I am
난
real.
요셉이야.
Please, just someone
난
tell me
상사가
I'm
있어.
real. I must be real. I must
야,
be. Can anyone hear
난
my voice?
살아있어.
Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
에? 뭔데?
This is the story of a woman.
스탠리는 포기했어요. 뭐야 이건?
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man
어허.
who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself,
어.
then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
아예 정신병
Turned to go call for
엔딩을
ambulance.
부르시겠다.
After a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This
에?
much she knew.
그럴 리가요.
Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
그럴
In
리가.
that moment, she thought to
좀
herself
겉보기 아주
how
멀쩡합니다.
it was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
굉장히
Then she
거만한
remembered
생각을 하고
the meeting she
계시는군요.
had scheduled for that day. The
회의가
very
생각나서
important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
뭐
She had
필요하죠.
no time for this, so it was only a moment that she
아
stood
너무
there,
삭막하다.
staring
시체를
down,
내려만 보다니.
and then she turned and ran.
예? 뭐예요? 저 마리엘라 스토리는 안 합니까? 다시 롤백입니까?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory.
Huh?
What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a
그러게요.
painting or a
사진
photo?
액자인가?
He could no longer recall.
뭐였지? 기억이 나질 않아. 여긴 어디지?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting.
아 죄송합니다. 제가 아직 왼쪽 오른쪽을
Perhaps he
헷갈려가지고.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first.
그럴 수
just
있죠.
to
아유,
note.
그 왼쪽 오른쪽 정도 사람 헷갈릴 수도 있지.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before.
여기 원래 되게 만족한다 그러지 않았어요?
Connection between the two.
이 방에서 되게 기분 좋다고 하지 않았어? 갑자기
Truly,
예?
truly, deeply,
예?
madly, love.
여기서요? 뭔데? 여기 좀 비밀스러운 방이야?
Yes, really,
Yeah.
really worth it being here in the room.
그래요.
Room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really
그렇군요.
worth it.
바다. 좋죠.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with it creepy. It's possible that this is
헬스님 다시 어서 오세요. 아니 이 사람아 나 때문에 동료가 떠났다니. 어느 날 갑자기 눈 떠봤더니 없다며.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there
네.
was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send a
오,
message.
나한테 메시지를 보낸다. 그러기엔 여기 되게 눈 덮인 산이 굉장히 이뻐요. 아주 생생한 풀잎도 좋고요. 바다도 아주 화창합니다. 구름이 아니라 약간 공장 같은 데서 나오는 매연 같은 건가? 그런 거 표현한 것 같기도 하고요. 그럼 어떻게 비비면 올라가지고 어떻게 비비면 안 올라가지는 거지? 잘 모르겠네요. 그래서 다음은 그랬을 것 같다뇨. 좋아.
But at last,
어?
he'd had enough of the amazing room.
아직도 못
The
봤는데.
door on his left to get back to business.
아직도 못 봤는데. 그거를 닫아버려.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
그거 알고 있나?
Look,
이제
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
이제 여기에 펜스를 치지 않았군.
I realize
그렇단
you're
소리는
placing your trust in
이젠
someone
내가
else.
뛰어내려 살 수 있다는 뜻인가?
But the fact is that the story has been
과연?
about nothing.
과연?
What?
오!
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero
오?
consideration for others? Are you that convinced?
이건
that
생각
what's
못
bad
했는데요?
happened to you? Why? I
요?
don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you to show you something.
그래요. 나도 새로운 걸 보고 싶어요.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm.
네네네. 얘기하세요. 말
Give me
듣고
a
있어요.
chance.
듣고 있습니다. 또 새로운 데 왔어요. 여호. 그 문 좀 닫지 말아봐. 나랑, 저기 있다며. 그래서, 여긴 뭐 하는 데입니까? 2B3. 왜 또 계속 내려가?
Now listen carefully. This is
오호.
Stanley walked through the red door.
왠지 말을 듣고 싶어지는 이유가 뭐지? 되게, 이번엔 왠지 시키는 대로 하고 싶어가지고, 빨간 문으로 들어갈게요.
Aha, perhaps you
What?
misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
일단 제가 정록색약이 있어가지고, 이쪽이 빨간색인 것 같은데.
Still don't think we're communicating.
화살표는 알겠는데, 문 하나를 없애버리면 어떡해. 문 하나 없애버리면 어떡해. 이걸, 없앤 게 아니구만. 여기 있구만.
Alright, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there?
바깥에 뭐가
You'll
있어요?
find out what lies at the end of this road you've
여기
chosen.
바깥입니까?
Well, don't let me stop you.
좋아요. 뭡니까?
See? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map
그래요?
because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see.
이렇게
Help
화가
me,
나셨어.
Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
페이크는 나쁘지 않을지도?
Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback.
그래요.
There we go.
어?
A third
오!
option. This already feels leaps ahead of where
오!
we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
이따 볼게요. 어? 와, 개치사해.
To stop you there.
이거 연결하게
Your
막아놨어.
experience with this new version.
그래요.
Would you say that the
일어나
game
봅시다.
benefited from allowing you more choices?
예, 나쁘지
To
않았어요.
be honest, I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
좋습니다. 뭔데?
Oh well, now this is useful. You
뭔데요?
didn't like it, but you didn't totally hate it either. You
아.
enjoyed it, perhaps is the correct term.
점수 매기는
It
거였어?
didn't cause you
미안, 몰랐어.
excruciating pain. Big steps we've made here today, Stanley.
미안해, 그건 몰랐어.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
그래요? 오! 요, 스탠리패러블 월드와이드 리더보드. 뭐야, 이거는? 이거 실제로 플레이한 사람들인 것 같은데요? 이요. 어디 가면 내가 있는데. 디스이즈 이요. 아까 일로 갔더니 저거밖에 안 됐거든요? 이번에 일로 가볼게요. 에?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
테스트를 왜
Let me put
나한테
it up. In this game, the
네?
baby crawls left towards
네.
danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a
네.
very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
4시간
why don't
하라고?
you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
4시간 동안 이거를 누르라고? 미안한데 그거는 내일 출근해야 돼서 안 돼요. 죄송합니다.
Heartless
네?
bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
아니,
Because if it's the
본업이
latter,
있을
I don't know
뿐입니다.
what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience
아니,
for you.
뭐,
I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your
에?
input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see.
삐졌어요? 삐져서 이러는 거세요?
Yes.
오,
Seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
뭔가 해봅시다. 뭔데? 오,
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
모르겠는데요?
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a
감시탑이야.
spying on innocent civilians below you.
음침하다니요.
Perhaps for some sort of twisted
아이,
erotic.
성욕이라니요. 뭐가 뒤틀린
That
성욕이에요.
must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity.
에, 그 인격적으로 그 너무 모독적인 표현을 하신다. 에?
And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
그래 봅시다. 뭔지 모르지만 봅시다. 오, 갑자기 오픈월드 게임이 됐어요. 일로는 아예 안 나가지고 에헤이. 그쪽이라뇨? 아, 근데 이렇게 느리게 만들면 이렇게 뛰는 키라도 만들어 놓던가. 오,
Oh no. No.
왜 또 왜? 내려오래서 내려왔잖아. 저쪽에 화장실인가요?
It is. It's an open world
네,
game.
오픈 월.
Quickly block
네.
it off.
뭘 막아?
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a
네?
close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong direction.
뭔 소리야?
No path to follow. You can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
아니, 이렇게 막아놓을 거면 이 게임을 해놓을 의미가 뭡니까?
Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably
저기
something
뭐가 있는지 궁금해.
something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
그럼 또 다른 게임 하자고요?
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
왜, 뭡니까? 오?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
이거 약간 축구 경기장인가요? 근데 이게 무슨 게임이야? 뭔가
Okay, so what exactly do we do here?
뭔가 플레이할 뭔가가 있든가.
There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack.
자동차가
Yeah, I'm
많이
seeing that there's a
있다.
ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
어,
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must.
예.
Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
공 어디 있는데요? 어, 잠깐만요. 이거 구경 좀 하고요. 원래?
Hold on. What are you doing?
아니, 골대가 열.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
아니, 근데 이거는 저도 몰랐어요. 어? 에? 뭐야, 얘. 아니, 바닥이 뚫려 있는 건 나도 몰랐지. 바닥 뚫려 있는 건 나도 몰랐지. 이거, 오, 공도 만져보고 싶었는데. 뭔데요, 이거는? 뭔가, 저거밖에 뭐가 없긴 하겠죠? 왜요, 뭔데요? 427번. 내 자리 아닌가? 뭐지? 약간 화면도 좀 어두워가지고 아무것도 안 보이기도 하고요.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world.
오, 존재 의미가 꽤
I'll
세네.
be back. There's no other way. Once this
들어가세요.
ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The
네,
end will be here soon. Very soon.
네.
I can wait.
그래서요? 아, 다시 처음으로 돌아왔습니다. 가자. 가자.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he
가자.
entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to
예.
stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
몇 번째 분을 라운지인지 모르겠는데
Majestic,
넓고 장엄했어. 지나칠 정도로.
like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of
지금
this
이거
exact
멘트가 여기 올 때마다
It
조금씩
all
바뀌는
made
거 아세요?
Stanley uncomfortable,
예?
and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile.
내가 왜 피를 흘려 갑자기?
Proof that he was human.
내가 피를 흘리는데 왜 사람이란 증거가 돼? 내 피 어디 있는데?
Yes, really worth it being here in the room.
그러니까요. 와도 편안한 것
So
같아.
utterly captivating that
그렇지.
even though
의자도
all
좀
your
보고
coworkers
이렇게.
have mysteriously vanished,
진짜
here's
재질 봐 이거.
looking at these chairs and some paintings.
천 재질 같죠? 가죽은 아닌 것 같아. 여기도 마찬가지고. 음료수는 차가운 것만 있거든요.
Stanley's obsession with this room
음침하다뇨. 아까부터 왜
reflected
그러실까?
poorly on his overall personality. It's
아닙니다.
possible that this is why everyone left.
에헤이, 그 방에서 너 의자랑 그림 좀 구경했다고 사람들이 떠나다녀. 말 그렇게 하는 거 아니다.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
그 말은 아까도 했잖아요. 더 다른 할 말 없으신가? 개발사. 당신은 고작 그 정도인가? 나에게 더 이상 다른 말을 할 게 없어. 알겠습니다.
But at
할게요.
last, he'd had enough of the amazing room. and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
아까 저기 뛰어내린 거 한 번 더 볼게요. 거기 아까 다 못
Stanley
봤거든요.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible.
아까 거기
he wasn't
안
5
보인
years
쪽이
ago.
있었으니까 그쪽 한 번 더 갈 수 있는지
Look,
보겠습니다.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
아까 어떻게 갔었지?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your
저
trust
아까 어떻게
in someone
갔는지를
else
몰라요,
is
근데.
difficult. But the
여긴가?
fact is that but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
까비. 맞는 거 같거든요? 아까 그쯤에서 떨어졌던 거
All
같은데.
his co-workers were...
네?
No, this isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
아니에요? 일단 전기 아끼고. 이게 아니에요? 그러면 어디에요?
When Stanley came to a set of
Eh?
2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
과연 라운지를
And here
보면은
it was, the lounge.
과연 이번엔 무슨 얘기를
What a
할까요?
room, Stanley thought to himself.
멋진
What a
방이다.
room, what a room, what a room.
룸.
This is what Stanley thought. What a room.
What a
What a
room.
room, what a room.
What a
What a
room.
room.
What a room.
Va-va-voom.
Yeah. Wow. Nice sofa.
Yes,
Real.
really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating.
오,
that
또
even
했던 말
though
반복하셔.
all co-workers have mysteriously
했던 말
vanished
반복하면
and
싫어.
to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
네, 이번에는 잘 뛰어내려 볼게요. 아까처럼.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
딱 뛰어내리는 타이밍이
Look,
있을 것
Stanley, I
같은데.
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I
이쪽일
realize
것
that
같아요,
investing
이쪽.
your trust in someone else
여긴가?
can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you.
여긴가?
all this.
됐다.
Really? I was in
나이스.
the middle of something.
이제
You
좀
have
알았고요.
zero consideration for others? Are you that
이제
convinced
뛰어내리는
I want something
타이밍
bad to happen to
깨달았고요.
you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of
이제
this, but I
여기에서
really
아까 못
do
본
want
것들
to
좀
help you,
보자.
to show you something beautiful.
궁금한 거. 그래.
Prove it.
좋아요.
Prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
좋습니다.
Now listen carefully. This is important. Stanley walked.
아, 이거 고민인데. 빨간 방 한번 갈까요? 아까 빨간 방 못 봤잖아요. 근데 파란 방 또 가면 뭐라고 하는지 또 궁금한데. 또 가면 뭐라고 할까요? 아까 했던 얘기 똑같이 하는지만 보자 우리.
Aha.
아,
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked
Uh-huh.
through the red door. I still don't think we're
Uh-huh.
communicating properly.
예,
Stanley. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley.
예.
You want to know so badly what's out there? You
똑같은
wanna
얘기
find
반복할
out
거야,
what
설마?
lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
에이,
I haven't even finished building this section of the map.
에이, 똑같은 거 반복이야.
Broken rooms, exposed
에이, 실망.
Was it worth
우.
ruining the entire story I written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that?
입니다.
Because I did.
다음번에 빨간 방
In the
가볼게요.
end,
빨간
it was
방.
all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable
아유, 아까
desires
했어요
of
이거.
yours.
했던 거 또 하지
What
맙시다
would
우리.
have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
어?
Skill trees?
공 갖고
Work
놀아볼까요,
with me.
이번에?
You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
이번에
Tell you what.
빠르게 하면은
Stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already
좋아요.
feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
좋아요,
Go ahead,
좋아요.
Stanley. Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
이번에
Now,
좋은 점수
tell me about your
줄게요.
experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you
네,
more
좋은
choices?
점수
Feel free to be
드릴게요.
honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
네, 좋은 점수 드립니다.
Aha! You see, I knew I was
그럼요.
onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well,
예.
instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. don't even try.
그럼요.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
봅시다. 뭐가 안 바뀐 것 같은데? 또 똑같은데 이거?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now
뭐야? 그거 뭘 누르든 반복인 것 같네요, 여기는.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
좋아요.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
빨리 가.
It's a very meaningful game.
에비.
Tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of
빨리
course,
나 공 갖고
the
놀고
message
싶어.
of the
빨리
game
가봐.
only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So
좋아요.
why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
네. 잘 가고.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
네.
It's over.
들어가세요.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see.
오픈월드?
We have here.
오픈월드.
Yes, seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
좋아요. 오픈월드로 갑시다. 근데 이거 오픈월드 말고 딴 거 나오면 좀 신선할 것 같은데 그럴 린 없죠.
Ah, fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory?
갑시다.
What is our motivation?
갑시다.
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you.
전 의심하지 않습니다.
Your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twist.
성격도 뒤틀리지 않았습니다.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of
정신적 타락했구나.
So far, I love everything about this game, Stan.
좋아요.
And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out
렛츠 어드벤처. 이 어벤져스. 예.
Oh no.
벗어날 수 있을까요? 최대한 빠르게 움직이면? 벗어날 수 있나?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
에이, 이거 어디로 가도 못 막는구나. 아무리 빨리 나와도.
Goodness, Stanley, what a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions.
어허이,
Half the
까비.
body, you can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods.
그냥 비비면 못 나가나?
Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
좋아요. 우리 공놀이 합시다. 공놀이.
I
랄랄라.
think this will be just the thing.
예.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now
네.
this is game design.
게임
If you
디자인.
manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
그러면 이번에는 공 나오면은
So what exactly do we do?
저쪽으로 가져갈게. 저쪽.
There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some
예,
kind back here.
공 주세요, 공.
Is this game sports ball?
스포츠 볼.
Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun! We should run the bases
예.
and do a touchdown together. Yeah, I
touchdown.
think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Where is the ball? 네. 예, 가자. 에? 오호.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this
Let's
fun?
go.
Is it better than my
예.
story? What are you doing?
공 쫓아가는데요?
don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
근데 여기 공 같이 떨어져도 공이 없네요. 이거 너무 어두워가지고 뭘 탐험하고 싶어도 탐험할 수가 없어 여기는. 그러니까 무진장 밝게 해놓은 다음에 하면은 뭐가 됐을 수도 있겠네요. 에이, 아까랑 정확히 똑같은 엔딩이겠죠? 재미없는? 뭔가 좀 새로운 거 보여줬으면 좋겠는데. 다음번에는 떨어진 다음에 적어 볼게요. 빨간 방 한번 가볼게요. 파란 방 오면은 달라지는 게 아예 없네요. 그래도 뭐라도 좀 바뀌고 해야 되는데 아무것도 안 바뀌어. 실망 실망. 게임 실망. 내가 이겼지롱. 당신들 컨텐츠보다 내가 확실히 약간 제가 하고 싶은 거 아무거나 막 다 해보면은 뭔가 계속 바뀌어나가는 류의 게임이라 개인적으로는 되게 신선하네요. 게임 방식이 약간 개인적인 느낌의 갓겜 느낌도 납니다. 애초에 이거 스팀에서 할 때 그 평가가 압도적으로 긍정적이거든요. 맞나? 맞았을 것 같아요. 왜 이게 그렇게 긍정적인 평가를 받을까 싶었는데 약간은 이해됐습니다. 좋아요. 갑시다. 다음 갑시다. 다음. 이번엔 빨간 방 들어가 보죠. 근데 이거 내 방 아니냐고 아까 하지 않았나? 맞는데 왜? 이거 지나가는 선택지 아예 줄여버렸어요. 방에서 여기까지 엄청 짧아졌어요. 어? 뭔데 이거? 어? 뭐야? 뭡니까? 원래? 방금 어떻게 된 거지? 방금 나오니까 나오고
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory.
에?
What did it look like? There was
방금 뭐였어요?
tabs and a painting. Was it a painting or a
에?
photo? He could no longer recall.
오호, 방으로 다시 떨어지는 엔딩이 있는데
Stanley came to a set of two open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
했던 말 반복하는 저거 있으니까 이제
First, just to admire it.
라운지는
Okay.
좋아요. 오, 나이스 그림. 봐도 새롭구만 이 그림들은. 신선해. 바다 청량해. 아 이제
Yes. Really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
테이블 되게 특이하다.
Worth it.
의미가 없는 저 가운데 뭐가 저거 다리 넣기만 힘들 것 같은데?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room
아 이거 했던 말 계속 반복하지 마세요.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
빨간 문
Stanley
가자.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
빨간 문 가자.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
좋아요.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Yes.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yes.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to
I
you? Well, I don't know how
I
to
want to
convince
know
you of this,
red
but
door.
I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
좋아요.
Let me prove it. Let me
가시죠.
prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
네,
Now listen carefully, this is important.
좋습니다.
Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God, you are willing to listen to me.
다행이래요.
I really have wanted you to be happy all this time.
아,
The
그래요.
problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
그래,
Don't
그래.
you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped.
뭘
And I
멈?
think, well, I think I have a
야, 네가
solution.
오라는 대로 했더니 뺑뺑이밖에 안
Let
돌잖아.
me show you.
어? 문을 열었어? 이거밖에 없어? 이건 뭔데?
What do we want?
음흠.
What are we looking for?
네. 에? 과연 원하는 건? 에? 뭡니까? 떨어지는 건 아니네요. 이요.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Isn't it? If we just
Beautiful.
stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel.
오, 행복하시구나. 다행이다.
Feel happy.
그래서 오늘 저랑 이렇게 놀면서 막 이악 물고 화내시는 것 같아가지고 저는 되게 걱정했거든요. 행복하시구나. 다행이네. 저거 볼까요? 저거?
No, wait.
에?
Where are you going?
네? 가라고 만든 거 아니었어요?
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you
Uh,
hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
그럼 다치면 안 돼. 빨리 올라가. 뭐야 이거는?
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
뭘 버려? 같이 가자.
Please,
같이 가시죠.
Stanley, think about what you're doing.
네.
No!
그러게.
Thank God. You
나
lived.
놀랬다.
You had me worried there for a moment. Now,
예.
can we please get back to the other room?
나 여기 뭐가 있을 것 같단 말이에요.
No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
그럼 여기 문을 열어줘봐. 아무것도 안 하면 여기서 뛰어내리는 것밖에 길이 없어요? 으아.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
싫은데요. 저는 쩔뚝쩔뚝
This
거리더라도
really how much
여기
you dislike my game.
번지 점프
Would
갖고
you throw yourself off
좋은데요.
this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
같이 뛰어봐. 재밌어요. 저 여기서 밑에 보고 떨어지는 거 이렇게 느끼는 거야. 이렇게. 지금부터 이렇게 머리로 떨어지는
Maybe
느낌.
you're just
봤어요?
getting a kick out of it. I don't know
그쵸?
anymore.
재밌죠?
I just wanted us
나쁘지
to get
않아요.
along,
우리 같이 해봐요.
but I guess that was too much to ask.
가자.
Looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
음,
Well, this one is yours.
왜 같이 해요 이거? 재밌다니까 이거. 우리 같이 여기서 이렇게 휴. 어때?
It's over. It's going to restart, isn't it?
그래요?
Going back.
시키는 대로 했는데 그냥 저렇게 끝나버리네.
All of his co-workers were. Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it?
Yeah?
Is this Stanley's office?
맞지 않아요? 다른 사무실이에요 여기? 에? 와 이거 안 들어가고 어떻게 버팀?
New content?
이거 안 들어가고 어떻게
What does that
버팀?
mean, New content.
이야, 날 잘 알아. 그러니까 오, 이야, 뭔데 그래서?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanleyparable
Yeah.
Ultra Deluxe.
Thank you.
As you may know, the Stanleyparable was a video game released in 2013
Oh, really?
on home computers.
Yeah.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanleyparable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
콘솔용까지. 제가 지금 산 게
Stanleyparable
디럭스
Ultra
버전이거든요.
Deluxe
2022년 나온 거.
exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the
네.
Stanleyparable, delighting audiences the world over.
오, 이제 아주 흥미진진한 새로운 콘텐츠가 나오는군요.
Step inside and see what thrilling new
좋습니다.
adventures await in
스릴
the
넘치는 새로운 모험이 기다리는 스탠리패러블 울트라 디럭스.
Oh, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
저도 궁금합니다. 뭡니까?
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
저?
Is it broken? What's going on here?
뭐야? 새로운 환상적인.
Moving somewhere or, oh, there we go. All right, finally.
됐습니다.
Long last, it's on to
가자.
the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it. 오.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay.
도착했다.
Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me the content. What's the next content?
All right. All right.
점프
let's
서클.
see. The jump circle.
오, 점프돼. 원래 됐던 거를 여기 밖에서 안 되는 거예요? 아, 여기서만 점프된다고? 오, 점프 횟수가 있어. 30, 29. 좋아요, 좋아. 이거 남은 횟수 다 쓰면 어떻게 되는데? 12, 11, 19, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. 이제 못 뛰어요? 횟수 초기화 이런 거 없어?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
코드를 뺐다가 꽂으면 뭐 리셋 안 되나? 그런 거 없어요? 뭔데? 점프 서클은 이게 끝이야? 에?
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else.
그걸 왜 나한테 뭐라 그래요?
I'm ready for whatever it is.
나한테 뭐라 할 게 아니지 이거는. Thank you for enjoying the new
That's
content.
it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This
그러게요.
is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their families rush a cheap expansion to market for no
값싼
reason
확장판을
other than
출시했을 때 일어나는 일이다.
And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test
Testing.
achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm
왜?
infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
하시죠.
It's my fault, Stanley.
나쁘지
I
않습니다.
built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks, just you and me having a great time together like always.
또 점프
What do you
좀만 더
say,
하면 안 돼요?
friend?
사무실 이상해졌어요. 사무실 이상해졌어요.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
딴 건 먼저 볼게요.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise on me? Who cares?
뉴 컨텐츠. 뉴 컨텐츠 왜 닫았어 이번에?
When Stanley came to a set of two
네.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
왼쪽 문으로 들어왔고요. 그 다음에
Not a single person.
여기엔 사람이 아무도 없었고요.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Split
Hoping
two.
he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
이제 시키는 대로 다 왔습니다. 어떻게 생각하십니까?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
스플릿
life.
1.7.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
스플릿
What he could
5.
not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk
오,
guarded the
여기가
truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number. 2845.
2845.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
그쵸. 저는 그걸 알 방법이 없죠. 뭘까? 그러면은 비밀번호를 초기화했으면 0000 이러나? 아니네.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was
2845. 내가
2845.
그쵸. 28451인 걸 알 리가 없죠. 혹시 1234인가?
2845.
그치. 내가 그걸 알 리가 없잖아. 혹시 2580? (2580) 도 아니네. 그럼 혹시 3690 이런 건가?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency
예.
kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
아, 이거는 제가 어쩌다 보니까 잘 맞춘 걸 수도 있어요. 좋아요. 3690이 맞았나 보다. 내가 어떻게 2580이라는 걸 알 방법은 없으니까. 그쵸. 3690이 패스워드가 맞았던 것 같아요. 이건 뭐야? 이게 뭡니까? 사장방에서 여기가 열렸는데 여긴 막힌 곳이고 이거밖에 없거든요. 이거 내리는 버튼을 누르는 가까이 와야 뜨는구나. 제가 멀리 있어서 안 떴나봐요. 좋아요, 내려갑시다.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to
2.7.
himself, to question the nature of his job. Why
네.
did he feel this now? When for years,
근데 왜
it
하필
had
지금
occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
오, 그래요? 오, 전기가 위험하네 이거.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
마인드 컨트롤.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall,
진짜요?
Stanley would meet his violent death.
어떻게 죽는데요?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
오, 이번엔